Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. It is a beautiful Thursday morning, June 2nd, 2022. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time. Now, we will not have Zoom tomorrow on Friday the 3rd or on Monday the 6th. I'll be traveling, doing some workshops in Florida with a couple of you. Look forward to seeing you later tomorrow to get everything kicked off. However, today we're going to be talking about the regional vice president role. So earlier this week, we were talking about the $100,000 promotion, if you will. And it was based around working with white label partners who pay nothing to be able to work with them to help at least 8 clients enroll at least 8 clients in the Access to Capital program in the month of June in one 30-day period, and generate literally $100,000 of income for each white label partner. No selling involved, no cost involved. Now, today we're taking it to the next level because a few of you picked up on and said, hey, I love this model, but I don't really want to be spending my time as a white label partner, but give me an opportunity to make money by bringing white label partners on. And so that's what we're talking about today. We are not network marketing. We are not MLM. It does not cost anything to sign up as a regional vice president. There's no cost to sign up as a white label partner. And even the clients that go through the process, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a moment, don't pay anything up front. So this is not a shell game, but it is a great revenue share. So let's go through and help you understand how the RVP, the regional vice president role, works. If you want to engage in it, great. If you don't, doesn't matter to me. Just want to make sure you know how it works. So that is our topic today, which should be shared on the screen. Understanding the regional vice president role and income opportunity. We are seeking additional regional vice presidents, have a number of RVPs currently, and a couple of you on the webinar are already in that capacity. RVPs build a team of white label partners and are paid lucrative overrides. As I clarified, there's no cost to be an RVP. There's also no cost to sign up, oops, if we can get this, as a white label partner. So this isn't about going out and selling your brother and your mother and your neighbor. In fact, there's no selling involved. We'll talk about the specific process in a second. There's actually not even a contract you have to sign as an RVP, so you're not committing to a bunch of things. There's no production requirements. It's clean as clean gets. Well, you might ask, well, what exactly does an RVP do? And we'll talk about how they get paid, of course, in a moment. But what do? They go out and they create awareness, and then they drive in prospective white label partners to a landing page. Your landing page will look similar to 4weekfunding.com. Notice we have .org for clients, .com for white label partners. So it'll look similar to that. Scott Stroud, our Chief Marketing Officer, will get that set up for you. Now, so you might ask, well, okay, where do I find these prospective white label partners? Well, you can certainly go to 4weekfunding.com and understand the value proposition more if you're not familiar with it. But there are a wide variety of prospective white label partners. Insurance agents are excellent, especially life insurance agents, independent agents. They're often looking for a door opener, a way to be able to create a conversation with a small business owner to end up writing their insurance policies, which is not what we do, but in that example, that's what they do. And so from that perspective, they could use this as another revenue stream, but a very valuable door opener. Yesterday, we just signed up a CPA. So anyone that's in the business to business space is a pretty obvious fit. Those people that are involved with merchant card processing, CPAs, bookkeepers, business coaches, on and on. But also could just be individuals that are looking for a way to be able to help others. So what does an RVP do? Pretty simple. Create awareness and refer them into the landing page. If they come through your version of this landing page, then they're hard-coded to you. You might say, well, I'll skip the landing page. I'll just put a bunch of people in on the main site here. Well, that's not a good strategy because those people are not going to be automatically coded to you. You'll get a unique link, a URL, a landing page that Scott Stroud, our Chief Marketing Officer, will we'll create for you. We'll talk about how to get that in a moment. All right, next, and we'll make this a little larger. How does an RVP get paid? Real simple. It's real simple. You're paid one way, just one way, a 2.5% override. So you're getting 2.5 points of the capital raise of the clients generated by the white label partners you bring on. Super simple. Now we'll look at a couple income examples, but that's how you're paid. Super simple. 2.5% override. So let's look at the first example. Let's say that you do this. You create awareness and you drive one person in to your landing page. It's going to look similar to this. They sign up as a white label partner and they muster to bring in one client, just one client. So example one is based upon one client. Well, so here it is, the assumption, one white label partner. They don't pay anything to sign up. They have a client that goes through the white label access to capital program. And I'm going to spend a couple minutes as the other tab talking a little bit more about that value proposition so we're all comfortable with it, but we'll come back to that in a moment. That client goes through, they're guaranteed 100,000, they've received their 100,000. So that's the assumption, the example here. How does the money pay out? Well, the white label partner that you brought on is going to receive right around $12,500 for that one client. Now, where does that come from? Number one, they're getting $2,500 up front. Client doesn't have any advance fee. Client pays the $2,500 deposit after their first tranche of capital. You know that, and I know that, but that's happening up front in the process, usually within 5 to 7 days of enrollment. Plus, the white label partner is getting a percent of the capital raise. You might say, well, Tom, you don't say how much percent the white label partner is getting. I don't actually know because the white label partner controls what the performance fee is. I'm assuming 10%. So 10% of 100,000 is 10,000 plus 2,500, there's to 12.5. If they're charging more, then they make more. If they're charging less, they make less, of course, but they control that. So that's just a standard assumption. But most importantly to this conversation, how much do you make as a RVP? It doesn't matter how much the white label partner is charging. You get a flat 2.5 override. So for one, if you were to go out and bring on one white label partner, they bring on just one client, then you get $2,500. I mean, that's okay. That's a good day. It's, I guess, an okay week. It's a pretty piss poor month, but it's one client. So now we need to extrapolate out, because most likely if you're going to be an RVP, even though there are no production requirements, chances are you're not going to bring on just one white label partner that only brings on one client. There's going to be more flow. So let's look at the flow. So we'll do example 2. So let's say that you have, again, just one white label partner. Now, could you have more than one? Of course, it would make sense to have more than one, but we're just using simplified income illustrations. So let's say you have one white label partner that is engaged and compliant. In other words, they're helping 2 clients a week, 8 per month on average. So now we have one white label partner. We're looking at the whole month, and they're not doing just one client, but they're having a normal month, 8 clients. Well, as we've been talking about earlier this week, that is a 6-figure gross income opportunity for the white label partner. And for you, which is really our focus today, it's 20 grand override off of one white label partner that is just performing as expected. Now we're talking, right? Because this is passive income. What you and I know is there's only so many hours in the day, and you've got to juggle work, life, family, and passive income is the most valuable. Most opportunities for passive income, first of all, require some sort of investment, some sort of risk, possibly some sort of ongoing financial commitment. This doesn't fit any of those traditional boxes. You can become an RVP for free. The white label partners come on without paying anything. We're helping clients, which I'm going to, again, I want to go through that value proposition because that's important that we all understand that the end trigger that makes all this happen is a client coming aboard and getting capital. That's, of course, what our focus is. So we'll talk more about that in a moment. But now you're making 20 grand a month off one white label partner. I wouldn't stop with one. I'd have at least 4. You want to diversify some because some people will succeed and some people won't stick with it. But if you have 4, now you're making on average $20,000 a week. That's a good income, right? It's not magic. I'm breaking down exactly where the dollars come from. So there's no mystery. It's full transparency. All right, so we're going to talk about how to participate, and then I want to go over and talk a little bit about the proposition to the client, because it's important that you feel comfortable with kind of the core service that's being provided. But we'll get to that in a moment. If you want to be an RVP, what do you do? And I think everybody should be an RVP, but that's up to you. You got to get with Scott Stroud, our Chief Marketing Officer. Many of you have already talked to him, but if not, 2 ways to reach him. Here's a scheduling link, a little bit complicated with alphanumeric characters. If you want to just email him, you can email him, scott@smartmoneyalliance.org. But regardless, you get with Scott, he needs to set up your landing page. It's going to look like I said before, 4weekfunding.com, because that is your portal. That's where that's your call to action. That's what you're driving prospective white label partners to. And from there, they can enroll. And when they enroll there, they're linked to you automatically. You get credit going forward. Hopefully that makes sense. And then we start making money. So if you have any questions on this page, we'll shrink it down on the overview on what the RVP does, how they get paid, or how to participate, let me know. While I'm waiting for you to provide any questions or concerns via question and answer in Zoom, like a chat box, I want to flip over to this other page. Now, we had a training not too long ago that went through the 4-week curriculum. So why are we going through this now? Because it's important to follow the chain of money. So at the top of the hierarchy is you. You're the regional vice president. Beneath you is the white label partner. And beneath the white label partner are the clients. So we need clients to enroll. We need clients to enroll and raise capital. And by doing that, then they're happy. White label partners make money and you make overrides. So on this training we had recently, we went through the small business certification syllabus, and we actually send this out to all of our direct clients. Our white label partners won't use this syllabus. They'll change it up. They'll put their information in versus mine. They'll put in their qualifications versus mine, their email, obviously, versus mine, phone number, text number. So of course, this will be personalized to the white label partner. I realize that. But my point is, I just want to make sure that you're as confident and excited as I am in the value proposition that the white label partner is taking to the client, because the client pays nothing to enroll in the white label access to capital program. We take them for their first tranche of financing, FTS, pretty much immediately. The typical client will get 4 to 7 cash funding offers. So they're getting their first injection of capital quickly, which triggers the money for the white label partner to collect the deposit, and also the performance fee. And then at that point, then the client is going through the small business certification, which is the 4 modules, which are outlined here. Now, there's a lot more detail, but I just wanted to give you the highlight for today's conversation. So when this was developed, I taught this. I personally taught this as a full-time college professor. It was a 12 to 14 week long semester class, right? People had to apply to college. They'd be accepted to college. They had to enroll in the class. They had to pay the 3 credit hours to take the damn class. They had to go buy the textbook to take the class, right? And so it's using award-winning curriculum developed by the FDIC, promoted by the SBA. I don't know that anyone can say that this curriculum is not only valuable, it's arguably invaluable. Now, what do we do? So it's compressed down to 4 weeks. Week 1, we call it module 1. We work with them on business planning. We teach them about mistakes that can impact their access to capital. And we literally build a lender compliant business plan, and we pay for that. This is a software license that we pay thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for all these enrollments. We're providing that. Week 2, module 2, we're going to work on building their business credit. We're going to get them at least $10,000 under their EIN with no personal guarantees while they're going through the 4-week curriculum. Plus, we're building out other loan documents that are needed, like their personal financial statement, and showing them how to create an optimized PFS, personal financial statement. Most of them don't know how to do that without our help meaning yours and mine. Week 3, module 3, then financial management. And key there is getting these financial statements prepared that lenders would expect to see, including a balance sheet and income statement. And what you've seen and I've seen, a lot of early stage businesses will say, oh, that doesn't apply to me. I'm a new business. Well, if you're trying to get a big business loan, it does apply to you. We've got to look credible on paper. And then week 4, module 4, banking and money, kind of wrapping it up, putting together all the documentation in the provided Dropbox. So this is just a very cursory review, but the point is, this isn't some shell game, right? This is not, oh, let's go find someone to be an RVP, and they'll go find someone to be a white label partner. And at the end of the financial chain is we're selling people some lotion and potion, right? Or buy some inventory of something and everybody gets overrides. It's none of that. This is true technical advising. The value proposition to the client is needed. There's no one else that's in this competitive space that has the background, the competencies, the guarantees that you and I take to the marketplace. The white label partners are sitting on a gold mine. All they need to do is create awareness and bring clients in. They're guaranteed then around $12,500, depending on how they have the agreement per client. Even if the client quits, they're still owed $12,500. And then you're sitting back kind of fat and happy, no offense meant, as a RVP, because you're getting overrides from all that production. So who has questions on what we've covered in terms of the role of the RVP, the role of the white label partner, how the comp model works? Who has questions, comments, concerns? My goal today is not to recruit you as a regional vice president. I really don't care. If you want to earn overrides off the production of white label partners, then this is how it works. If you don't want to do it, it really doesn't matter to me. It's up to you. But a number of you started to ask about it, and so we wanted to clarify how it works. Anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? All right, Charles is asking how to plug in, and so let me scroll it down, because that's the call to action. You've got to get with Scott Stroud. He's our chief marketing officer. He's our technical guy. He's going to create that landing page for you. If you don't have a landing page to drive these prospects in, it'll look like this, but you'll have your own link. Then the system doesn't work because there's no automatic tracking for the overrides. So if you want to be an RVP, these are the steps you go through. If you don't want to be an RVP, it's fine with me. Do you want to be a white label partner instead of an RVP? Great, you can do that. Do you want to be an RVP but not a white label partner? Fine, we're not even going to require you to be a white label partner to be an RVP. It's fine. It's all about finding the best seat on the bus for each individual. Scott's asked, and it's not Scott Stroud, a different Scott's asking one of our distribution partners, and he's asking a good question. And this has evolved. So, and I don't know if this is what Scott's getting to or not, but we are not requiring, and maybe not even expecting, that the RVPs are serving as a direct implementation mentor to the white label partner. So they're really headhunters. I don't know if you've ever worked with a headhunter. I remember, tell you a quick story and then we'll wrap it up. So I was 27 years old, just bought a new house, nothing fancy, but just bought a new house. We just moved into it. We had just adopted my oldest daughter. So adopted her at newborn, brought her home from the hospital. While we were in the adoption process, my wife and I conceived. So we had a newborn daughter and a newborn son, 3 months apart. Obviously, one adopted, one biological. Headhunter calls. Hey, we have a CEO position in Houston, Texas. I lived in the Dallas area. Would you be interested? And I said, sir, you have no idea how bad a timing this is. just bought a new house, just moved into it, have two new newborns, terrible time. Headhunter called. So what's the point here? As an RVP, you're kind of a headhunter, right? You're a recruiter, you're a talent scout, whatever, an agent, whatever makes you feel good about the role. But your job is to go find white label partners. And if you do that, then you get paid generously override. So that is the role. Scott's question wasn't exactly that, but his question is, do we think that you need to be a white label partner to be an RVP? Originally, that was the vision, but there was a third bullet here, which was mentoring the white label partners. We found that to be too much. So no, you do not need to be a white label partner to be an RVP. Not required, not expected, not really even needed. I mean, you need to know at a high level what a white label partner does. Your landing page will tell the story. Most people, if you get them to your page, they'll enroll, they'll convert. There's a very high conversion rate, but you're not burdened with training and supporting the white label partners you bring aboard. With that being said, you're welcome to maintain a relationship with them. You're welcome to nudge them if you want, because obviously their financial success creates overrides for you. But ultimately, you don't really need to know anything to be a successful RVP other than to just drive people to your landing page that'll look like 4weekfunding.com that Scott will create. Thank you, other Scott, for the question. All right, so we're going to wrap it up early. So we will not have training Friday, tomorrow, or Monday. I'll be traveling to Florida to do a couple workshops with a couple of you. Thank you for setting those up. We've talked about we're doing more live in-person workshops now. So if that's something that you want to facilitate, let us know. We'll be back on Tuesday. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Be safe. Bye-bye.